Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African.
Guys, welcome back again to my channel, that is Master Reacts. And if you are new here, please don't forget to hit the subscription button and also comment, like, and share this video out. So this is an Asian Jamaican woman who argues that Jamaicans are trying too hard to identify with Africans. So she's saying that Jamaica are embracing the African culture, which they should not be doing that. She's saying that Jamaica is not African country, but a multinational made up of a different ethnic groups, guys. Also, this Asian Jamaican lady, she also claims that Jamaica accent is not Africa and it sounds more like an Irish accent. Guys, according to her, Jamaica should stop presenting themselves as Africans because they have their own culture and they should embrace it, not embrace the Africans' culture. And this issue has brought a lot of debate online. So guys, we want to watch this video and see how people are reacting to this Asian Jamaican woman. So watch this video until the end, then I'll be back with more comments.
Ministry of Education, I have a bone to pick with you. Why are so many Jamaicans ignorant of their own history? Why so much dunce people in my comment section? Oh my God, people, stop it. The Jamaican accent is not an African dialect. The Jamaican accent, like everything associated with modern Jamaican heritage, is in fact the byproduct of the cultural melting pot that our motto embraces. In fact, in terms of cadence, it's most similar to an Irish accent.
I've been shook enough now, to be honest, since the racing. A bit tired now and the legs are like jelly, but yeah, I suppose we did a bit of celebrating and did the podium thing and got to put on the podium pants as well.
You see, as early as 1656, Oliver Cromwell ordered 2,000 Irish children to be taken to Jamaica and sold to English settlers. The extent of Irish immigration to Jamaica was so prolific in the centuries to follow that 25% of Jamaican citizens can claim Irish ancestry. And this includes Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey. So if you never know, now you know. Again, out of many, one people. Number one, Jamaica is not an African nation. It's not a black country. We identify as an ethnically diverse society. People, please just stop it. Out of many, one people, Jamaicans. We do not hyphenate and we do not encourage separation by race. Number two, this one's mine. This is my granny one. This one is my mom's. And this is grandpa. Yeah, it's hardcover. Grandpa died a long time ago. If you are planning a trip to Jamaica and you don't own one of these, you're going to have to book a return flight from where you came. These are the rules. I'm just laying it down for you. If you go to Jamaica and you don't have one of these, immigration will stamp your passport and give you a set amount of time that you're allowed to stay in Jamaica. And if you overstay your welcome, we put you back on a plane and we send you back. You, not me, you back to the country for which you came.
Jamaican, right?
Oh God, here we go. I know you're trying to take it.
This ignorant Jamaicans, huh?
The video going around of what appears to be a Chinese Jamaican woman really coming for black African people from Jamaica, particularly those of us who live foreign, yeah, in relation to issues of blackness, Africanness, and the possession of a passport or lack thereof. People are sending me this video and ask me what I have to say about it. And the reality is, I don't have nothing to say to she. Any non-African person from Jamaica or anywhere else in the world that has a problem with Africans from Jamaica, yard or foreign, asserting our Africanness and our blackness, that a feeding problem. This is not something that we should feel the need to justify, apologize for, or even explain, especially when you consider the colonial and neo-colonial experience of African Jamaicans and how that results in the migration of African Jamaicans, as well as the extent to which the colonizer attempted to sever us from a sense of heritage and a sense of culture. That alone tell you everything what you need to know about the mentality of the smaddy will make that the video there. So when I have nothing more to say about that except to affirm the teaching of Marcus Mosiah Garvey when Africans of his time were being challenged in relation to our affirmation and assertion of racial and cultural pride. Let contrary sentiments and cross opinions go to the winds. We are entitled to our own opinions and not obligated or bound by the opinions of others. Awo. Having said that, I was listening to Running African, hosted by Sister Kabo Ma'at Keru Wadeya, and she featured a story on some events and conversations that were taking place in Jamaica on this issue. Take a listen.
You notice that there is a big conversation going on here in Jamaica right now about Mark Golding and whether or not he's black or white. And you heard a response, well, you know, we have all kinds of people, because out of the motto is out of many one. So this is what we're hearing now, right? That, oh, we have Chinese Jamaican, we have Indian Jamaican, and so on. And the person who was speaking, I think it might have been Mr. Morgan himself, you know, called out every other race Jamaican apart from African Jamaican. That in itself was telling.
So it does seem, yes, that the African Jamaicans' assertion and affirmation of our Africanness does seem to make some people very, very uncomfortable. And we should be aware of this and what agenda it serves. But beyond that, make we assert our Africanness and our blackness without fear or favor. And not make nobody make you feel shame or make you feel like you do them something wrong when you assert your blackness and your Africanness. Our heritage and our culture cannot be bound by a passport and cannot be dictated to us by anybody other than ourselves if we are guided by the principle of self-determination.
I'm so tired of this narrative. It is simply not true. And I don't know where it started. I don't know who is trying to create this propaganda that Africans don't accept us in the diaspora. It is not true. A great majority of them love us and embrace us and want us to come over there and connect with them. Sure, you have a few that may be saying, oh, you know, don't come over here. But I mean, it's one and two, and most of them are just not in their right minds. Just like you have piece of shit Jamaicans, but I'm not going around and saying, oh, Jamaica is hell because you have a few people who aren't very nice. Check the comment section of the last video that I posted. It is full of comments from the continent, all over the continent. Even on Instagram, I have 50,000 followers on Instagram. About 90% of them are Africans. Africans love us, especially Jamaicans. Okay, maybe they don't like Black Americans so much, right? You can understand, you know, I love my Black American brothers and sisters, but y'all are hard to deal with sometimes, especially when you come to other places where other African people are. You know, you come with your entitlement, you come with your attitude, you come with your complaining. Like, it's very difficult to deal with y'all because you're American, you know, and that's just the truth. But we love in the same way, you know, but it's not just hard to deal with. But Africans love Jamaicans, they love Jamaicans. Ghana, they act just like us. They actually act like us. That's how much they love us. Come on. And the rest of Ethiopia.
I just want to repeat the question. Are you Jamaican or African? The question in and of itself is inherently flawed and reeks of bad faith. Because one, Jamaica is a country and Africa is a continent. Secondly, when that question, are you Jamaican or are you African, is asked, the question is not about a ancestry, it's about a present day identity. Jamaicans are very much aware and claim their African ancestry. Many claiming the modern state of Ghana, claiming that the majority of enslaved Jamaicans came from the Gold Coast, while others lay claim to the modern state of Nigeria, claiming terms such as Red Igbo and words like Uno being their rationale. And there's even a few who cite Sierra Leone as their ancestral place of origin due to the fact that many enslaved Jamaicans actually were sent back to Sierra Leone and the similarity between Jamaican patois and Sierra Leone Creole.
Chinese Jamaican women is teaching Jamaican descendants their history.
Had comprehension issues, so we're going to try this again. There is a fundamental difference between Chinese laborers that were brought to Jamaica in the 1800s as indentured laborers and Chinese corporations linked to the People's Republic of China that is a communist government. So over here, we have these people, and they don't like these people, but they're the same people technically. So these people move from Yasso and come over Yasso with these people here. All right, these people soon come back. Now, when these people arrive, there are these people. As you can see, there's plenty Coca-Cola. We have ginger beer, Inca Cola, and orange cola. All right? Now, at first, these people didn't get along because they are separated by culture and language. But eventually, these people started to understand each other, and they're like, one day, hey, let's run a boat. So then these people brought their ingredients to the pot, and these people took from their culture and put their ingredients into the pot. This is out of many sodas, one stew.
I hope that you have watched that video, and first of all, I believe there's a difference between saying Jamaica is a geographical in Africa and saying Jamaica have different African roots. Nobody is claiming that Jamaica is physically located on the African continent. Jamaica is in the Caribbean, guys. We all know that. And Jamaica is the third largest country in the Caribbean, and it's the most popular country in the Caribbean because of its popular reggae music dancehall. So, but history tells us, guys, that the majority of Jamaicans are descendants of Africans who were taken from Africa during the transatlantic slave trade. This is an historical fact, not an opinion. Because of that, it is completely understandable why many Jamaicans feel connected to Africa. And if nowadays you come to Africa, you find that most of Africans, they're usually influenced by the culture of the Jamaicans, and this can show you that these people, they're connected in a way. That connection is based on ancestry, culture, guys, history, and shared experience. It doesn't mean that Jamaicans are denying the existence of other ethnic groups in Jamaica. Jamaica is a home to people of Africa, Indian, Chinese, Europe, Middle East. That is the reason if you go today to Jamaica, guys, you'll find that we have these Indian Jamaicans, we have Asian Jamaicans, we have also Chinese Jamaicans. So Jamaicans is a mixed race country where we have this model that is made out of many. So the diversity is something to celebrate, guys. But recognizing diversity should not erase the African foundation that shaped much of the country's culture. So when we look at Jamaica music, we can see Africa influence everywhere. The rhythm, the drums, the call and the response style, and even some spiritual traditions all have African roots. Reggae, dancehall. I've told you that those are if you go to Jamaica nowadays, they are the number one reggae makers, and people do enjoy their music. So guys, even the Jamaica language tells a story, guys. Yes, experts say Jamaica Panto is developed from English mixed with the influence from the several West African languages, along with other languages spoken during the colonial period, guys. Some words may have similarities to Irish or other European dialects because of colonizations, but that does not remove the African contribution to how Jamaica speak today. Another important point that is embracing the African heritage does not mean rejecting Jamaica. That is one thing this Asian Jamaican lady should know. We also have these people from Africa. They are copying the Patois language, the way the Jamaicans use their Patois language back in Africa. So it is not like these people, they are embracing the African culture the way this Asian woman she's saying. And one thing that I can tell you for sure is that if this Asian Jamaican woman she's going to mess with the Jamaican, they are going not to stop talking about him. So guys, they are going to go back to her. And if you know very well that if you mess with the Jamaicans, they'll mess with you. Many of the plantation, roads, building industries help shape Jamaica were built through the labor of enslaved Africans. Yeah, because you know very well a lot of Africans, more so from the West Africa, they were taken to Jamaica. So the things that the Jamaicans are also enjoying nowadays, it was the sweat of the Africans, because you remember during the colonizations, a lot of Africans from the West, that is the part of West Africa, they were taken to Jamaica to go and work there as slaves. So their suffering and hard work became part of the country's foundation because of the history. Many Jamaicans feel a responsibility to honor their ancestors. There is nothing wrong with remembering where your family came from. I also disagree with the ideas that Africans do not accept Jamaicans. From what I have seen online and through many conversation, there's often a great deal of respect between Africans and Jamaicans. Yeah, because I've told you that most of even our artists back here in Africa, they are trying to sing like the way these Jamaicans sing, the way they make their music. And of course, I think that there are sometimes some misunderstandings on both sides. No community is perfect, but those disagreements should not be used to suggest that there is no connection at all. Overall, there is a growing relationship built on shared history and cultural exchange. So I also think we should be careful not to turn this conversation into an attack on any ethnic group in Jamaica. Every community has contributed something valuable to the country's development. Chinese Jamaicans, Indian Jamaicans, we have Europeans. So, guys, Jamaica's strength comes from its diversity. So, however, acknowledging those contributions should never mean ignoring the fact that people of Africa doesn't make up the majority of the population and have had enormous um, influence on the country's identity. Both realities can be thrown on the same time, guys. So, I believe the video like this should be based on history, respect, and facts rather than trying to divide people. Identity is personal, guys. Some Jamaicans may feel a strong connection to Africa than others. That is what you should know, and that is their choice. Others may simply identify as Jamaican first. There is a room for a different perspective without attacking one another. Instead of arguing about who belongs where, maybe we should spend more time learning about history, understanding where Jamaica came from, help us appreciate why this conversation matters so much. The past still shapes the present. At the end of the day, I don't believe Jamaicans should feel ashamed of embracing their African heritage because they belong there, and also recognizing African roots does not take anything away from being proudly Jamaica. So in many ways, those two identities go hand in hand because Jamaica's story cannot be told without Africa. So guys, those are my thoughts on this video because I saw it, this Asian lady decided to, maybe he was trying to express what he was feeling. So we should share our thoughts. What do you think? Do you think a Jamaican should openly celebrate their African heritage? Do you agree with the viral video or do you see it differently? So you can share your opinions in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching out this video until the next one. Otherwise, if you are new here, please don't forget to hit that subscription button and also comment and like this video out. Until the next one, guys.